In today's video, we're talking about graffiti, believe it or not. Why? They make it like that. So over the years, I have experimented with graffiti. I've gone from not knowing the first thing about graffiti to knowing a little bit about graffiti to being quite comfortable doing graffiti on other people's train cars. It's taken about 12 years of experimenting, trial and error, trying different things and not liking the results and never doing them again. It's been a fun ride. What not a lot of people realize is that I actually do commissioned graffiti work for other people. I'm not just doing graffiti on my channel just because I want to, but because it's also a bit of a side business for me. I started doing graffiti for other people pretty much from day one. As soon as I started doing graffiti for myself, I then did some graffiti for my brother, and it took off from there, and you've probably heard this story a million times on this channel. I've broken my commissioned graffiti and weathering into 4 tiers: basic, bronze, silver, and gold. Conveniently, Mike from Trackside Mike gave me 5 of the identical car to graffiti. And I thought, what better way to show the 4 tiers of graffiti and weathering that I offer than to do one of each on 4 of the 5 cars. So here they are. The first tier is basic. I have it right here. The weathering is not too heavy. The graffiti, as you can see, has a tag over top of it to give it some more depth and character. The road name and number have been taped off so that it's still operational for switching, which is typically what I do regardless of the car, just because I know a lot of people like to do operations and they don't want to have the road number blocked off. So this is basic, just 1 graffiti, maybe a couple tags, and some light weathering. Next up we have the bronze. Now bronze has a little bit more graffiti. Again, the road name and number are taped off, and you have some basic tagging and some decent weathering. Now the weathering, of course, is a preference, whether or not you want it to be heavy or light or somewhere in between, but the amount of graffiti is what really sets the tiers apart. So this is the bronze package. Next we have the silver package, which again you can see has a little bit more graffiti. It has some tags, some heavier weathering. There's some more weathering detail in the roof, like scratching and things going on in the roof panels. This is similar to the car that I did in the 3 types of graffiti video. If you haven't seen it, I will link it right here. It basically just goes over the 3 different kinds of graffiti, which are tags, throw-ups, and pieces. I won't get into it here. If you want to check it out, you can just go watch that video when this one's over. And lastly, we have the gold package, which is heavy weathering, graffiti that is layered, graffiti on top of graffiti with some weathering in between. I did a video on this earlier as well. If you haven't seen that video, I will link it right here. I did a Scale Trains auto rack, and I just layered and layered and layered the graffiti on top of graffiti, and you get a really cool result. I mean, it kind of looks like a mess, but when you really stop and have a look at it, you can see the character that's involved in this amount of graffiti. I did put another quick throw up on the other side just for fun, but typically the tiers that I offer are priced as such for one side with graffiti and the entire car weathered. If you would like both sides of the car graffitied, it will be an additional charge. It's an additional 15%, but it's really just covering my time and materials to do that second side. I'm not trying to gouge anybody with my pricing. It's art. You're paying for art. You're getting art, and the result is going to be awesome. Of course, there is shipping involved as well, depending on where you live. So one thing I do suggest, and I'm not saying this to try and get more work, but if you are going to ship cars to me, it's better to ship multiple cars and only pay shipping for 1 package. Just a suggestion. I mean, it's up to you. You do what you want to do. But honestly, that's it for me. Super quick, super easy. I just wanted to show you what it is that I do. I'm honestly shocked at how many people didn't realize that I do commissioned graffiti work. They see me on my live streams, and they see me in my videos doing graffiti, and they don't actually realize that I'm doing commissioned work for people. 90% of the time when you see me working on a car in a video, it doesn't belong to me, it's for somebody else. So if you're interested in checking out my full pricing lists and everything, you can go to my website at www.theymakeitlikethat.com. I will link it in the description, and I'll link it in the comments below, so you can't miss it. Just go check it out, find out the pricing, get in touch with me, and get some graffiti on your trains. Why? Because they make it like that. Oh, and also, before I go, if you want to see me graffiti these cars live, you can check out the replay of the live that I did where I did the graffiti on these 4 cars. I will link it in the description as well. Actually, you know what? It's right here. Check it out.